Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this review. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. For those of you that are unaware, I try to review everything that gets released. So if you're ever curious about whether a new movie, series, or show is good, come to my channel and I will let you know. I want to become your go-to movie guy. And today we're going to be talking about the Forever Purge, which was arguably my favorite of the entire Purge series. I have to say, the first one will always have a special place in my heart. I love the intimate setting we got. The entire story took place in one house. And while we don't have that intimate setting in this film, we have these intimate relationships that do form, and we've got these very real, very realistic characters that have to struggle to survive, and you want to see them succeed. You want to support these characters. They were very well written. The story was very well realized, from dynamic shots, from absolutely gorgeous cinematography, some great sound design. All of these came together to tell a phenomenal story. So let's break that down now. So of course, by now everyone knows the basic breakdown to a simple Purge film. Ultimately, one day out of the year, that's 12 hours where people can do whatever they want. All crime is legal. The biggest difference about this film, however, is that it doesn't stop after 12 hours. This is of course the Forever Purge, which is a reaction from a small, hateful group that just wants to basically get rid of all the minorities, get them out of America. And that's the core message behind this film. We are dealing with racism and hate. And I really feel like this film did a great job of exploring those themes. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more later. Let's basically break down the actual elements of the film that I loved the most, starting off with the cinematography. This was great. Across the board, the Purge films are kind of just there when it comes to their cinematography. It's down the road, it's average, it's everyday. We get some great shots every now and again, but ultimately the Purge films were serviceable in regards to the cinematography. This film definitely stepped up its game with the cinematography. There's this one shot where we get our protagonists walking through this alleyway. It's all one shot. We see them shooting, pa, pa, pa. And the camera goes from behind the shoulder to in front of them as they're walking down this alley. Then they walk into the street and this tank comes out and there's people shooting and there's explosions. It was fantastic. It was one long shot. You felt like you were there with your group of protagonists. You're walking in their line. You were seeing what they were seeing. That was phenomenal. It was a great way to immerse the viewers with what was happening on screen. You really felt like you were part of that group. Then I'll say the sound design as well was phenomenal. There's this one scene where we have two of our protagonists sitting in a police van with a mental person right in front of them. And he's listening to the gunshots and he's going crazy. And he's like, oh, that was an AK-47. That was an AR. Listen to that Glock. And he's busy talking about the gunshots. And he's going, pa, 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 pa. And while he's busy talking about all the different gunshots he hears, we hear the shots getting louder and louder. And I highly recommend you guys watch this film in the cinema, because when I was busy sitting down watching this film, you can hear the gunshots as they get closer and closer, but they're all around you. And you can really feel these gunshots. It starts off in the distance and it comes closer, closer. And you're completely surrounded by these gunshots. Pa, 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 pa. And with the great cinematography, making everything feel more intimate, the crazy guy is screaming at you. He's screaming. And we have this noise coming closer to us. Everything is coming closer. It's becoming more intense. It was just a great way. That was a brilliant scene to just demonstrate how you can really immerse your audience in an organic way in a scene. It was a great way to raise the tension. We had a mental madman screaming at our faces. We had gunshots going off everywhere. You felt like you were inside this police van with the protagonists. It was absolutely phenomenal. It was a great cinema experience. So if you have the opportunity, I would really recommend watching this film in the cinemas rather than streaming it or watching it at home. But then again, let's talk about the themes explored in this film. The Purge films have always been a great way to explore American politics in a very clever and fun way. At the end of the day, these films feel a lot like popcorn films. We just watch them because we want to experience something fun. We want to see people go crazy and try and survive. It's very gladiatorial in that way. It's like we're watching people fight for their survival, much like the gladiators did. But what's great about the Purge films is they actually always try to spread some messaging throughout their films. And they did a great job of exploring the themes of racism, injustice, hatefulness. Those were all brought to the surface in this film, and not in a preachy way. It was handled tastefully and in a way that was palatable. We end up questioning a lot of the decisions, not just by the antagonists, but the protagonists as well. We have protagonists that aren't perfect. We have this one character in particular that throughout the majority of the film, he comes off as a racist. And he's got to explain his worldview of how he sees everything. And I think that's also a great way to show the diversity in this cast. Not only do we have white people and Mexicans, or Caucasians and Mexicans, but we also have a diversity in mental ideas, a diversity in mentality, not just in physicality. And that was great to see all of these different characters come together from different backgrounds, both culturally and economically, coming together just to survive. It was awesome. Guys, I highly recommend this film. I had a great time watching it, and I'm pretty sure you will too. But guys, thank you so much for watching my review. It really means the world to me. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And I hope to see you guys again in another review.